All right, here we go with a shower valve swap out. Taking out a 25-year-old Kohler Rite temp that has a diverter and is running a handheld shower, and it's also running a rain head overhead. The rain head hasn't worked since the customer bought the house a couple years ago. Really, the issue with that though was actually in the shower head, not really in the piping. The Rite temp was having an issue with its mixing valve, overheating and cooling, and it was just kind of dripping, and it was just time to change it out. So I decided to pull that out, put in this Delta universal valve and diverter. So with these valves, I always like to solder my stubs into them, and then I can work with ProPress or soldering once I'm inside. In this case, we have a nice big clear space, but we're going to work with ProPress in there. I was able to open up the wall and get good access from behind to what we're working on and whatnot. So either way, I always put it together with stubs and things like that outside. The only stub that's not getting soldered on this diverter and shower valve is coming out of the top of the shower valve. I'm going to put a female adapter on there because we got kind of a unique distance between the diverter and valve, not something that I would standardly install. So I'm just going to leave it a little long so I can cut that to fit just what we need. But other than that, solder these pieces in. You'll see me chamfering and deburring any tubing I put together. When I started ProPressing years ago, I kind of went to doing that no matter what I'm doing, soldering or pressing. I think it's just good practice to deburr your pipe and to chamfer your pipe. It is a requirement when you're pressing, to protect that secondary seal. But again, I think it's just good installation, and people pay us a lot of money to install things, make them work and make them right. And let's be honest, you hear people talk about it. It takes a lot of time. It doesn't add that much time to your work to do it correctly. So putting that female adapter on, going to use that, like I said, to figure out that spacing. The piping part for this wasn't too crazy. Take a look at that hole that the main valve goes through. That's something that they did when they put this in 25 years ago. Who knows what was going on with that, but the hole's a little bit big, a little bit ragged. Luckily, I checked it ahead of time with the trim plate from this valve, and no problem covering that. So we're going to be using a 13 series trim and cartridge on this. Delta, I talked about it being a universal valve earlier. You can run a variety of different cartridges and trims on these rough-in valves, which is pretty cool. As far as the diverter, we're using a three outlet diverter. You can do up to 6 with this one, 6 different options, but we're doing a 3. So anyway, good product. I really like Delta. I think it holds up well to the water we have in our area, and it gives the customer a lot of options for selecting what they want on the finish. So anyway, I end up using them quite a bit. It's my go-to unless someone else, if a customer wants something different, certainly we can do that. But generally, I recommend working with Delta. So here we go, getting that diverter fit in there. We're going to get it all done. We're going to test it out, switching it between the rain head and the handheld a little bit, checking the temperatures. We're going to end up putting that drywall back. Here I am having to press up in the ceiling. I'm using my little kit, but ended up cutting the drywall a little higher to get access so we could get it done, but got it all together, got some blocking in there behind it to hold it steady so that thing's rock solid on the wall. And the customer was ecstatic with the final product, and they can't wait to use it. Alrighty, thanks for checking out this video, and I appreciate it. Have a good afternoon.